I'm your favorite Andrena. Listen, I am so excited about being here this morning. I don't know about y'all, but it's another day journey, and I am excited. I'm excited because it's also Friday, and we pushed through another week. So I don't know about y'all, but I hope y'all feel just as good as I do. My name is Andrena Phillips. I am a master life coach, CEO, and founder of Keep Moving with Andrena, and I am one of the coaches with Gloria on the I'm Loving Me project. And I'm excited to be here. I'm super excited about Sunday's show that we're going to be doing. If loving me is wrong, I don't want to be right. And some of y'all that might be kind of like in my age group, y'all know that is somebody else's song. I just personalize it to me because it meant so much to me to get into loving myself. But listen, before I start, because this is my first time taking over Gloria's show, and so I want to make sure I do it right. But she let us be us, so I'm Andrena. I'm the hype one. I call myself the hype one of the group. Um, I wanted us to pause for the cause. I never start a broadcast, whether it's my podcast or it's my Facebook Live or even when I go in my group. I never start without saying, what are you grateful for on today? In this moment, in this second, in this hour, what are you grateful for? Many times we get into life hustle and bustle. As soon as the alarm sets, we get up, we jump up, we either start complaining or we start moving without pausing for the call. That's what I call it, pause for the call. Just for you to take a moment to reflect before you have to show up in this world as many roles: a mother, a wife, a daughter, an employee. Whatever roles that you have attached to you, I want you to learn how to stop for a minute and just pause and just find something to be grateful for. No matter what's going on in our life. And you know, life serves us lemons all the time, individually, collectively. It doesn't matter your age, your religion. It doesn't matter anything. Lemons are going to come. And those life lemons come to challenge us to show up, to go to the next level, to make the necessary changes. But even in the midst of the storm, I still want to encourage you to be grateful for whatever is going on. So when you have a moment, post down below and tell us, what are you grateful for in this second, in this moment? It doesn't have to be a long list. It can be one thing. It can be many things. But I just wanted you to learn how to start your day with being, have a sense of gratitude. Have a sense of gratitude. It makes the day go by a lot better, and it makes you be able to deal with your problems a whole lot better. And so my gratitude moments is always life, love, and laughter. I think that sums it up for me. Life, love, and laughter. And I'm grateful for the opportunities that I have coming my way. You know, the doors that are opening. I'm grateful to be riding on this vision with Gloria, having a good time, laughing with her, we encourage each other. And it's good to be with like-minded people. Like-minded people is so very important, especially on this journey here, this personal growth journey. Um, it's always good to have those type of folks that understand, because sometimes when you are growing, it may be a threat to others, and they may not know, understand, why are you leaving me or why are you making those changes? But you got to get to a place in your life where it's about the woman in the mirror. It's about the woman in the mirror. Good morning, Vanessa. Won't you post something positive down there for me, Vanessa? Dialogue with me while I sit and take over Gloria's seat on today. So I hope you're doing good. Once again, my name is Andrena. I'm a master life coach that deals with personal development. What I do is I call myself the builder. I also call myself the interruption that comes in your life and say, look, girl, I need for you to slow down. I need you to make some changes. I'm your accountability partner. And I think it's so good to have accountability partners when you are growing. But you got to have the right accountability partners. You got to have the right ones that are going to hold your feet to the fire, the ones that are going to encourage you, the ones that are going to motivate you, the ones that are going to be honest with you, the ones that are going to cheer you on. Those are the type of people that you want to surround yourself when you're growing. And so some of y'all don't know me. I am a motivational speaker as well. My name is Andrena once again, and I deal with personal development. I love personal development. I love it. I love it because a lot of times we get stuck in life and we don't want to make those changes. We won't change, but we don't want to make those changes. And I came into personal development because of my story. I don't know if some of you all know my story. I came from the low self-esteem, the broken places, the um, the stuck places, the lonely places, the emotional and physical abusive relationships. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know my value. I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who Andrena was without the roles. Um, but I showed up every day in life, being, I call it wearing a mask. You know, I was wearing a mask, laughing on the outside, but broken on the inside. And I moved through life that way, not realizing that I needed to be healed. And so it got to a point in the relationship where um, I had to make a choice. I had to make a choice because I made so many excuses why I needed to stay. For the kids, for the stability. I can't get better. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to be there out on my own. You know how we make those excuses when we know we need to leave something wrong to go to the right? Y'all know we make those excuses. And so I end up saying, even after going through that, look, I had enough. I'm not going to do it. And it was hard. And I think that's the reason why I'm so into women empowerment. I'm so into building women. I'm so into encouraging women to understand their greatness. Because at that particular place in my life, I had nobody. I had nobody saying, come on, Andrena, let's go. Come on, Andrena, we can get this. Come on, Andrena, you can build this. You don't need this. You can have a different life. Come on, Andrena, you can show up and you can have whatever it is that you want. I had nobody to say those things to me. And because I didn't have nobody to say those things to me, it challenged me to show up in my own life. But I didn't get the lesson at the beginning. At first, when you decide to make changes, you tell everybody, oh, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to do that. And then, they talk you out of, well, girl, you need to stay, you need to do this, you need to do that. And it finally got to a point where I said, you know what, I'm just going to do it without saying anything. And I realized the lesson wasn't for everybody else. The lesson was for me. The lesson was for me to get the understanding of this is about you, Andrena, and this is about the choices that you want to make. See, we get to create the life that we want by the choices that we make. And you can't always blame everybody for everything that you've been through. Now, don't get me wrong. I get it, I got it, I caught it, and I understand how some things happen in our life that is not our fault. But it's all about what you're going to learn from it. And many times when experiences show up in our life, we want to battle it. We want to say, no, you know, we don't want different. We want to say, we want to fight against the experience. We want to say, oh, not me. But the experience is coming to show you what you need to change. The experience is coming to show you it's time for you to go to the next level. And that experience don't always look the way that we want it to look. It didn't look the way that I wanted to look. Who wants to be in an abusive relationship? Who wants to have low self-esteem? Who wants to wake up each morning and say, I'm nobody, I can't have anything, I can't create the life that I desire or deserve? Who wants to be stuck in life? Who wants to feel like they're not worthy, that their existence is in vain? Nobody. Nobody. But that experience came in my life to show me that, Andrina, you have to get it. You have to get it. You have to understand. You have to acknowledge. You have to take full responsibility. You have to forgive yourself. And you have to show up. You have to show up. And when you don't know your worth, you don't know how to show up. I showed up based off of other people's words in my life. So when I got to that place in my life, um, where it was low self-esteem, I call it being in the pit, in the trenches, sitting in the dirt, just sitting there, waiting on somebody to come get me. Waiting on somebody. Don't they see me down here? A lot of times that's what we ask. Don't they see me suffering? Don't they see me going through? Is anybody going to come and save me? Is anybody going to come grab a hold of me? And no, they're not, because the lesson is not for them. The lesson is for you. And one day I said, ain't nobody coming for me. Ain't nobody coming for me. They going on with their life. They moving right along, and I'm just sitting here. And I'm still showing up, laughing. I'm still showing up, being a people pleaser. We forget about that, being a people pleaser. I'm going to be whatever role you put me in. I'm going to be that people pleaser. And a people pleaser, you lose your identity because you're so busy looking for validation from other people. And what begins to happen when you look for validation from other people? They begin to mold you into what they want you to be. And then I start realizing, I start looking in the mirror. I always tell women, I always look at the woman in the mirror and celebrate her, embrace her, honor her, and respect her. Because the woman in the mirror has been with you in those dark places, and she's going to be with you in those great places. And so when I realized that wasn't nobody going to rescue me, wasn't nobody going to come, and that I had to stop saying, well, I remember when I showed up and I did this for that person and that person and that person. That person don't care. That person is going on with their lives. And I'm still just sitting there stuck. And I learned as a coach that along your life journey, there's going to be parts of it that nobody is supposed to come. And that's what we forget. Nobody is supposed to come because it's the lesson and the experience is for you. So when they don't show up, you can't take it personal. What you need to take personal is that you got to get this experience. You got to get this lesson. You got to understand what it is that I need in my life for me to create the life that I want it to be. What is it? What are the changes that I need to make in order for me to become the woman that I desire to be? And it may not look like what people want it to be. So when I realized being a people pleaser didn't serve me any justice, I began to step back and say, okay, I allowed them to play with me long enough. I allowed them to dictate to me how my life should be. And I mean, to be honest with y'all, when you a people pleaser, people take advantage of that. They take advantage of that. And to the point where you don't even recognize this ain't me. This ain't who I want to be. Yes, I'm funny. Yes, I'm funny natural, y'all. I love to laugh. That's one thing about old Andrena. Y'all gotta learn about me. I love to laugh. I love to have a good time. But back in those days, the laughing was I was the butt of the joke. And there's a difference when you're a butt of the jokes versus you laughing because you're enjoying life. And I realized that people were laughing at me. Oh, she'll never amount to anything. She'll never go anywhere. She'll never do anything. Andrena, she'll do whatever you want. She'll give you her last. She'll do this. She won't say anything. And what happens is this: you start decreasing. You, the woman in the mirror, she started decreasing more and more and more and more. So I hope you join the show on Sunday or I'm gonna give the picture to Gloria, because there's a picture of me where I was a very big plus size woman, and a lot of my weight came from emotional baggage. A lot of my weight came from the journey that I was on, the abusiveness, the low self esteem, the not healing from those broke places and not being confident in the lane that I'm supposed to drive. I was big, and I realized on my wellness journey that all the weight that I was carrying was not only just the physical weight represents the emotional journey that you're on. Um, and when I look at my picture now, I don't even recognize that woman. I really truly don't. But I recognize her pain. I recognize where I had allowed my life to go, which was in the pit. I recognize that I had forgot about myself. And when I got on my personal growth journey, when I decided in the pits that I was going to make this shift and make this change no matter what the cost was, because you got to get that mindset. You have to decide when you on this journey, is it them or is it me? And that's what I decided. So I hope Gloria allows me to give that picture to show you all, because there's a difference when you don't know who you are and when you do know who you are. And I always look at that picture to remind me never to go backwards, but continue to push forward. So I hope she allows me to, I know Gloria, she will. She'll allow me to show it because she's about give it all. Give it all you got. Show it, you know. Um, and I love to be relatable. So I love to tell my story because it allows people to understand that I'm relatable, that I'm transparent. And it also my testimony to let people know that if I can do it, you can do it. So, but anyway, getting back to what I was saying, so I decided that um, I wanted better for myself. I decided in the pits that if this is how the pits look, miserable, negative, lonely, uncertain, I wanted to see how prosperity looked. I wanted to see how if I designed the woman that I wanted to be, I wanted to see how that looked. I wanted to see if I tapped out all the noise, how would that be for me? How would I look? I don't want to be the woman that they say that I am. I want to be the woman that I desire to be. And I started building. I started making those changes. I didn't say anything to anybody because some things you don't have to announce to everybody. Because I was listening to Gloria's video on yesterday, and she was talking about, everybody's not going to, I'm going to paraphrase it, everybody's not going to celebrate when you start moving. And that is so true, because then you're not the person that they can use. They can't gain anything from you. And then you become a threat because now you're making those changes that they should have made. But now they see you moving. And then a lot of times people will use your past against you so they can make you come on back and say, no, I remember when you used to be this type of woman. And you're just like, okay, then she used to be there, but she ain't there no more. This is the woman that I am today. And I decided I wanted to build a different woman. I wanted to show in my life confidence. I wanted to show in my life healed. It's a big difference when you are healed, when you are confident, and when you are moving forward. There's a huge difference. My life, if you would have told me my life looked the way that it does now, happily married, healed, fully committed to personal growth, teaching other women, having a good time in life, experiencing life on a totally different level, I would have told you that you was a lie. Because I saw myself as the woman that was a single mother, that raised 3 kids, that struggled, that was overweight, that was scared to go into Macy's because she didn't think that they had her size, or that she couldn't afford it, or that I thought I was going to be that woman that just sit in this small town and just got beat up on in every area of her life. I was willing to settle for that. I was willing to settle for that. And now I see my life and I'm just like, what in the world were you thinking? What in the world were you thinking? But that's the price that you pay when you don't know who you are. That's the price that you pay when you allow other people to validate you. That's the price that you pay when you're not willing to do the work and you're not willing to heal and you're not willing to make the changes. That's the price that you pay. It's a cost to everything. It's a cost for you to stay stuck and it's a cost for you to grow. You just have to pick which one you want to do. And that's how I imagine my life. But now my life is like I travel the world, I teach women, I laugh, I have a good time, and I get to breathe again. And I created the woman that I desire. And because I created her and I did the work and I embraced her, even her flaws and all. Don't get me wrong. You're going to have to accept every step that you take because every step counts. It's worth every step. It's worth every single step. To see my life now based off of because I did the work and said no by any means necessary, and that's what I meant by any means necessary. And when you get that attitude, that means that I am not going to sacrifice me anymore. I am not going to keep giving from an empty well and I'm over here starving. And nobody is going to feed me. They're going to continue to take and take and take and take. And now to see my life where it is now, it amazes me. And I'm glad that I made the changes. I'm glad that my story, I'm glad that I went through the storm. You know, when you're in the storm, you're like, you know what, y'all, I need to hurry up and get out of here. I need to hurry up and get out of here. I'm gonna just do anything to get out of this season, out of this storm, out of this problem, out of this issue. But that's our problem because we're so busy rushing to get out of it, you lose the lesson. And guess what? You go back again and again and again. You stay stuck longer. You hurt worse because you wasn't willing to get the lesson, the experience that was coming to challenge you to change. And so when I was going through those life lessons, those life lemons, the betrayal of the friends, the abusive relationship, the being overweight and the struggles of a single mother, you start saying, my goodness, everything is coming back to back to back to back. But ain't that how life happens? When one problem comes, another one comes, another one comes, another one comes. Where you just throw your hands up and you say, you know what, forget it. This is just it. And it's not just it. It's just coming to get you to see life from a different perspective. It's coming to you for you to make the changes. What changes do I need to make? When the experience comes to you now, moving forward, I want you to look at it this way. What are you coming to teach me? What are you coming to teach me? And what is it that I need to change? What are you coming to teach me? And as you maneuver, you're going to learn what you needed to change, what you needed to switch, and what you needed to grow. I'm telling y'all got to trust me on this one. Y'all got to trust me on this one. You're talking to a woman that went from low self-esteem to now I'm like, y'all better live out loud. Y'all better embrace who she is. You better heal from those broken places and you better not be ashamed of where you was, but celebrate where you're going. And that's a major shift. That's a major move. And so on the session on Sunday where me and Gloria dialogue and we talk and y'all come in and y'all ask us questions, we get to share that a deeper side of the story. I gave you kind of like a surface of it, and I might have bounced around a little bit because I want y'all to understand the different dynamics. Because I teach on confidence, I teach on healing from the past, I teach on moving forward, I teach on self love and self worth, self reflection. Everything begins with the woman in the mirror. Everything begins with her. Everything begins with her. And I need y'all to come and play. I need y'all to show up on Sunday with us. I need for y'all to be ready to ask us your questions. I'm open and I will get more into about my journey, about the hurts, about the betrayal. There's betrayal, there's hurt, there's pain. But you gotta learn how to turn your pain into power and move it into your purpose. You got to understand that what I'm carrying, the woman in the mirror, I haven't been through this long. I haven't been through this just to be going through this. I went through this for a reason, and I'm going to show up. And the reason is greater than I can ever imagine. If I knew what I was going through was to help me and then go back and help pull others, I would have grabbed the lesson a whole lot earlier. But another thing that I learned is where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. And I know y'all like Andrena, but I am uncomfortable. I don't like being here. I don't want to be here. But it's in the uncomfortable places is where you grow. That's where you grow because that's where you are challenged. That is where your hands are back against the wall. That is where you have to make a decision. And sometimes in life, when that whisper comes to you and say, it's time for you to change, it's time for you to move, it's time for you to leave them alone, and you still saying, no, I don't hear that, a bullhorn gonna show up. And that bullhorn is an experience and a lesson that you're gonna say, oh my goodness. But let me tell you this, you're very much a fit for it. You're more stronger than you think you are. But you have to believe and you have to show up. And you have to say, by any means necessary, I am going to do this. Because the cost that I want is that woman that I want to design. That's the cost that you want. So listen, on Sunday, me and Gloria, we are going to, the topics that we're going to talk about is, it's four topics we're going to talk about. One is one of my workshops that I do that when y'all see this picture that I'm going to post, you'll see me with this jacket and you'll see me with this weight. And those were the words that I carried. And it's called removing the labels. Because people will put labels on you. They will say, oh, she's this, oh, she's that, or she's going to be this, or she's not going to be a mountain of nothing. So I have a jacket on that describes the words that I carry, that also you see me carrying that weight physically. And so in removing the labels, I teach people that nobody, understand me, nobody words outweigh your words. Your words are who you use to create and build the woman in the mirror. So that is a good topic I want to talk about because you know what? People will put words on you and then you become what they want you to become, not who you're supposed to be. And so that's a good one. Removing labels, removing what they said about you. She's a people pleaser. She's negative Nancy. She's depressed. She's this, she's that. I'm telling you, words are powerful. They're very powerful. And your I am is your I am. And never allow anybody words to outweigh yours. Then the other topic we're talking about is overcoming fear. I like this one because this one challenges you to leap. Leap. That means that no matter how it looks, you gotta trust there's a net that's gonna catch you. You gotta leap in life. You gotta make these changes. You gotta separate yourself from Shaquana, Tyrone, and Shamika. You gotta separate from those people that are no longer serving your greater good, the problems, the issues, the people. So you're gonna have to overcome those fears, what they think about me, what's gonna happen if I move past them. So what if you move past them? Be an example. Be an example because you already know how it is to sit on the porch with them. Show them how it is to get out there and live your life the way you want to. The other thing is finding your passion. That's a good one. What do you do that is natural to you, that you love to do, that you love to do? This is one thing that I love to do. And a lot of times people don't understand the cost that we pay as coaches on the back end. And one of the costs is that when you begin to tell your story, you might hurt some of the folks that was in that part of that journey. But your truth is your truth. Your truth is your truth. And I love what I do. I love it. Sometimes I love it so much I just give it away. But I know that it's going to empower some woman along the way. And if I can change one woman, I done did what I was supposed to do. I lived out my passion. I lived out my purpose. And I did what I was supposed to do. And that is satisfying me. And then the number one thing that we always talk about is falling in love. You must fall in love with the woman in the mirror. She is waiting on you. You can't love everybody else and not love her. You know why? Because she was at the places when those other people didn't even know. She was in those dark times when it was just you and her. So you got to honor her. You got to fall in love with her. You got to embrace her. You got to respect her. And falling in love is not always about the exterior, it's the interior, it's the inside. And the outside gets to see what the inside is. So you got to fall in love with her. You got to. You got to. She needs you. She's been in the process with you. She's been in the storm with you. She's been in the dungeon with you. You gotta fall in love with her. You gotta honor the woman that you've been and that you're becoming. So you gotta fall in love with her. So I hope to get to see y'all on Sunday because it's 8 o'clock, and I don't want Gloria to be like inboxing me saying, Andrena. Nah, she ain't gonna do that. She gonna let me roll on. She gonna let us roll on because she want us to give y'all all our good energy and give y'all those life lessons and give y'all those experiences and give you those strategies and those tools to help build you, to encourage you to become the woman that you desire. And I'm gonna tell you something. As y'all move forward with us, y'all gonna unlearn some things to learn some new things. You're gonna unbecome so that you can become the woman that you desire. But I tell you what, you rolling with us, you're gonna say, you know what? I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it because we're gonna lock arms with you and we're going to help you go to that next level. And one thing I love about being with this team is that all of us women have experienced different things. We all come from different walks, but we all got that one goal, and that's to empower the next woman and to show her you can have the life that you desire. You can become the woman that you want to be. And I'm telling you, y'all ride with us, y'all ain't even gonna recognize yourself. You're gonna say, you know what, I'm so glad I invested in myself. I'm so glad I believed in myself. I'm so glad I showed up and played. Because just because you see the glitz and the glamours and you see our titles, it don't mean that we are women that have not been through nothing. We are women that have been through the storm, and we're coming back to grab y'all and take y'all to the next level. Listen, this is your favorite Andrena. And if you want to follow me, listen, go to my website between now and Sunday. And it's Keep Moving, MOVIN, with Andrena. And get your free ebook. It's 7 steps to building a bolder, better, braver life. And I'm telling you, I give you 7 tips that I teach from. To get you going, to get you to shift, to get you to switch, to get you to move. And I want you to grab that so that when you show up on Sunday at I'm loving me, if loving me is right, I don't want to be wrong, you're going to be prepared. You're going to be like, yep, Andrena, I read that book. It's a short mini book. It gives you, I call them the 1, 2, 3s. It gives you a 1, 2, 3 when you like, okay, I'm empowered, I'm motivated, and I'm transformed. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to become that woman. So I want y'all to go grab that book at my website. I'm going to post that picture of y'all showing me my before and my after. And we're going to have a good time on Sunday. And one thing I know about being in the Empower Her session, it's a sacred place. You know, it's when you come through the door, you can drop all your burdens at the door. You can come in. It's a no judgment zone. And we're just going to have women talk. We're going to get right down to it. We're going to have some good old women talk. So I hope to see you Sunday. Register at the link. I know Gloria's going to push it. I'm going to push it. And come with your questions. Come with your questions. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to answer anything that you got for me, any questions that you want to know. And we are going to grow. We are going to grow together. We're going to lock arms and we're going to grow together. So this is your favorite Andrena. If y'all don't know, I always say that. This is your favorite Andrena because I am everybody's favorite, at least in my world I am. You'll get to know me and you'll say, you know what, she is my favorite. It's been real. I have had fun giving you those 1, 2, 3s, those ups and downs stories. And I hope you join us on Sunday. It has been a blessing taking over Gloria's page. I hope she ain't shaking her head saying, Lord, Andrena. No, she ain't shaking her head. She's like, go, Andrena, go. But it has been a pleasure me being here with you all. And I hope y'all have an amazing, amazing, amazing day. And throughout your day, smile to a stranger because you never know who you may encourage along the way. And realize that your story is not in vain. And if I can leave you with one thing, it's one of my favorite quotes. It's one of the quotes that I built my brand and business on. Your purpose is greater than your struggle. Your struggle is your stepping stone to get you into your purpose. And what that means that everything that you've been through is not in vain. There is a purpose that is greater than you. And the only thing it's asking you to do is to show up in it. Y'all better catch that there. Listen, this is your favorite Andrena. I've had an amazing time with you all. Don't forget to join us on Sunday where we can deep dive and dialogue and have a good old time. In the meantime,